guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the Manufacturer Series on GT Sport. This is round 5, race 3 here at Lago Maggiore in the Ferraris. Obviously this is the 458 Italia GT3 car. Let's take you through the grid then. Neil Farmack on pole carrying 200 kilos in this race. Then TY second carrying plus 160 kilos. Then we've got third for Seek 1 carrying 120 kilos. And then Gummy Bear in 4th, who will carry 80 kilos, and Callum 5th, who will carry 40 kilos. And then down here we've got Techno in 6th, Bidzster in 7th, so obviously he's running weight free in this one, so we'll see what he can do in this. Because obviously his championship rival is Callum. Stretch in 8th place, Rod is in 9th, Thingamajig in 10th, 11th for Stacker, 12th for Firepower, and Roral is back in this one because he's actually got a GT3 car. He didn't have a GR4. So let's get on with the race then. Let's get ready for the start of this race. So there's Neil Farmack there on pole. There's TY in the sort of a pinkish car second, and Seek third in the black car as we get ready for the off. Waiting for the lights to go out, and we're out. Away we go. Neil Farmack gets a good start as we go down to the first corner. Gummy Bear having a look as well. Neil Farmack's in first. Seek 1 second. TY's going backwards. Gummy Bear's in 4th. Thingamajig runs a bit wide there in the middle of the pack. And we've got Callum there, Bidzster still in 7th as Gummy Bear gets a twitch on, trying to get past TY on the inside there. Pink versus Pink as we go into the next few corners, into turn 3. Turn 4, should I say, down the hill as everyone, Constantine is up, a few people kicking up the dust as well. Stacker and Firepower together in the background as well. There's TY then 3rd. Gummy Bear 4th, Callum 5th, Bidzster's up to 6th now, Stretch behind them in 7th. Remember, Bidzster's not got no weight in this car, so we'll see what he can do. As we go up the hill, Bidzster then trying to pull alongside Callum. He is alongside, he's going to go for the inside, and Stretch and Techno side by side as well. Callum holds on, Bidzster gives him space, down through the S's, up and out, through the, and Callum's just about stays in front. Neil, C, TY, Gummy Bear, Callum. Then Bidzster right behind him, and then we've got flashing his lights, trying to find a way through. Callum comes up across to defends the inside, and then goes for the cut back on the exit of the corner. No, there's been an incident. Callum and Bidzster take the lead, and there's been a massive incident there. Neil Farmack, I think that's TY and someone else as well. Neil rejoins and Stacker hits him. So, really bit of a bad situation there. Seat 1's involved in that as well. So everything happened there. But if we go back to the leaders, Callum and Bidzster in the lead now. So Callum in the lead, Bidzster second. Just shows you how fortunes can change in these races. So we'll get a replay on that after the first lap. As we've got a spinner in the background, that's Gummy Bear who's gone round. Was he assisted or was that on his own? Again, we'll find out after this first lap. As the leaders come round, then Rodder's going wide and mowing the lawn and etc. So Rodder's mowing the lawn. As the leaders come across the line then, Techno in 3rd place, then looking up the inside of Bidzster here, not being able to make a move. We'll just get a replay of that first lap action for you now. Okay, here's a replay from the outside view then of what happened on lap 1. Neil Farmack, Seat 1 and TY into the corner. Seat 1 goes on the inside, Neil Farmack brakes a bit late, goes into the corner. Seat 1 then goes up the inside, bang, 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 then TY can't avoid them both, and they all take each other off. All the rest of the pack go flying through. So we'll just get another replay of that on a different angle. Okay, now we take a look from on board with TY's car. So we're going down the hill. Seat 1 goes to the inside of Neil Farmack, down towards the hairpin. And then into the hairpin we go. Neil Farmack goes a bit into the corner, a bit deep. Seat 1 can't stop, and then TY can't stop either. They all take each other out. That is just a complete and utter racing incident. Now, it's no one's fault, really, to be honest. Just everyone just made their own mistake. But then Neil, unfortunately, his car run goes to Stacker, comes through, and Stacker hits him. But then we all continue. Here's the replay what happened to Gummy Bear then on the first lap as well. So we're going round here into the corner. This one's done quite nice. And then watch for this next corner. Goes into the corner, slides the back end out and just loses. Has a massive tank slapper, loses the back end and spins round on his own. As we come back from that then, there's Thingamajig in 9th, Gummy Bear 10th, Neil Farmack back in 11th, and Seat 1 and TY together obviously after that first lap incident there. They're all okay now as Bidzster then piles the pressure on Callum. Bidzster, no weight in the car. Techno, no weight either. Techno going quite well in this car here. Good to see some good pace from him. Usually a mid-pack runner, but he's obviously got the pace in this car, likes this Ferrari. Up the hill, and this car is very twitchy and very hard to drive, I should point out. It's not the easiest car to drive in GR3 on this game. In real life it's a dream, but in this in this game on GT Sport. They have made it a bit more of a handful for some reason when it's one of the more easier cars to drive, or better cars to drive. We go through the chicane then. Techno right behind Bidzster, piling on the pressure as Rodders comes through in 5th. Let's just have a look further back. We've got Rural under attack from Firepower. Firepower looking for a way through. Meanwhile, back to the leaders. Callum closing up. Oh, sorry, Bidzster closing up to the back of Callum as he goes wide. Techno goes wide into the gravel. That's going to lose him speed up the hill. But still keeps close. Stretch trying to stick with these guys. Techno and Bidzster then go over the curbs. Let's have a look back to that other battle then. We've got Rural, Firepower, Stacker, Thingamajig and Gummy Bear. And look who's closing down on them. It's Neil, TY and Seek. So TY now ahead of Seek in 12th place. Trying to stage some kind of comeback here. Back to the leaders then. Techno right behind Bidzster here. Bidzster losing touch with Callum a little bit here, but gets a good run through that corner. Trying to stick with Callum all the way. Got a stretch there. Oh, we've got an incident further back. Stacker's into the wall. Thingamajig's gone round as well. So it's all happened there. The Thingamajig and the Dairy Milk car. And then there goes Neil Farmack through all that. And then Stacker's round there somewhere. There he is. So another major incident there. We'll get a replay on that for you now. Okay, let's see what happens to Stacker and Thingamajig then on board with Thingamajig. So watch Stacker ahead. He goes into the corner, loses it on the curb. And then Thingamajig makes a mistake as well. And then Gummy Bear hits him in the back. So Gummy Bear couldn't avoid him there because he just made a little mistake. So actually they both made their own mistakes and Gummy Bear ended up hitting Thingamajig round. So obviously, but that couldn't be avoided really. But if you look down here, Gummy Bear is waiting for Thingamajig. Very gentlemanlike from Gummy Bear, and he lets him go. As we come back from that then, still Callum from Bidzster from Techno. Bidzster fastest lap of the race, 56.2, 56.3 for Callum, and a 56.5 for Techno, so all very close together on lap times there. Rod is in 4th now, so Rod is in 4th, Stretch down to 5th. Firepower is now ahead of Rural, so Firepower gets ahead of Rural. So Firepower into 6th place, but goes very wide there, and Rural might get a cutback, but no, can't quite do it, so Rural not doing too bad in only his 2nd week with us. The purple-ish Ferrari as Seat 1, Neil and TY are coming down the back straight. Still trying to catch up. Seat 1's ahead of that group now. Neil Farmack in 9th, TY 10th, so they're all having a nice little battle with each other. But they want to try and get a few more places up if they can. As down the hill then. Techno looks for the inside of Bidzster, goes up the inside, having a dive. He's not afraid to have a go on the Bidzster, but Bidzster says no you don't, sunshine, just goes right around the outside of him. You've got to try harder than that. So remember, Bidzster, very experienced racer, and Techno still up and coming, but he's doing very well to stick with the leaders and battle it out with Callum and Bidzster, so battling out with the best of LPB racing. Techno doing a very good job here. And then we've got a few cars side by side here. That's Rural and Firepower. Rural gets up the inside of Firepower, gives him space because they're side by side up here. Firepower's going to try and go around the outside of him here. Brave stuff, and he does. Firepower goes round the outside of him, round that corner. Very brave move there indeed, but Firepower takes the position in the Smirnoff car. Well done to him, good move. As Neil Farmack then in 8th place, still with Seat 1 in tow. I think we've got a little battle up here for Rodders and Stretch. Yep, Rodders and Stretch have been getting close together. 59.3 for Rodders that last time, and a 58.5 for Stretch. So Stretch, oh, he's on it, but he's not consistent. He's just made a mistake there in the bright green car. It's like he's wearing a high-vis jacket, but Stretch there in 5th, trying to keep with Rodders as we look at the leaders then. Callum in the lead, starting to pull a little bit of a gap now on Bidzster, just trying to gap him a little bit as Techno then sticking with Bidzster here, but Bidzster does the fastest first sector, so he's not out of the woods yet. There's Firepower then in 6th, Rural 7th with Neil, Seek and TY closing up on him, so he's got the second group of fast cars approaching him. Let's see if we can keep these guys back. So everyone fighting out for positions here. TY then looks to the inside of Seat 1, doesn't quite go for the move, has a little peek at the reigning champion, but doesn't quite manage to get through. So 0-0 versus number 1. And obviously you've got Neil Farmack there, number 12 in 8th place. And the Rabble team, his teammate Techno showing him how it's done as Rural's lost it. Rural, the American, loses control of the Ferrari, and then all the others go straight through, and he's just straight back down from 7th to 10th in one little mistake. So unlucky for him there. As we've got Thingamajig and Gummy Bear together, the other American. Gummy Bear with Thingamajig behind him, the new guy from Britain. He's just joined us and he's doing very well in the Dairy Milk Cart. There's Rodders and Stretch very close together again. Stretch right on the back of Rodders here. Meanwhile, Bidzster and Techno still quite close for second place. Callum's still got a decent lead there. Rodders and Stretch close together as we go down to the last corner. Rodders goes wide. Stretch is going to get a good run here. He might even get past him on the straight before the corner here because he'll have an overrun. Let's see. He goes side by side down the straight. Down the straight we go. Stretch tucks back in. So Rodders obviously did get quite a good run out of that corner actually. So even though he went wide, so he got the power down quite early, which was good, and he stays ahead of Stretch for now. Techno still trying to stick with Bidzster here. Using every single inch of the track and a bit more as Neil Farmack and Seek 1 and TY are approaching Firepower. Firepower, your mirrors are about to get full of 3 Ferraris chasing you down. Let's see if you can hold off the flying pack. As we go through that corner there, nicely done there. Let's have a look back to the leaders, Bidzster and Callum and Techno. Not in that order, it's Callum from Bidzster from Techno. That is the order. As we go up through the S's then, Techno in the draft of Bidzster. He's going to go for a move this time. Let's go on board, looking back from Bidzster's car. And we can see Techno behind there, we can see Callum in front there. Down towards the next corner, onto the brakes. Bidzster defends ever so slightly, but just to make sure Techno's not going to go for any dives, but Techno gets right behind him on the exit, but can't quite make anything stick yet. So, still trying though, and hats off to him for trying. He's putting Bidzster under some massive pressure here, but remember, Bidzster is the king of defending in LPB racing. No one gets past Bidzster without Bidzster having a say in it, but using as much of the track as we can possibly get away with. The penalties are on for a reason. And there we go, Rodders and Stretch there. Rodders into the corner, Stretch behind, piling on the pressure. Stretch cuts the corner a bit there as well. Into the last corner then. I think behind we've got a bit of a battle going on. Firepower with Seek 1 up the inside of him. Seek 1 up the inside of Firepower. Firepower goes wide. Goes wider than an elephant's backside there. And the Seek 1 gets the place. So the Smirnoff car down to 7th. TY is next on the hit list. Bidzster then. Oh, Techno must have made a mistake. He's gone backwards a little bit there. Bidzster's catching up to Callum now. So Bidzster then putting in a charge now to try and catch up Callum. Rod is still in 4th, Stretch in 5th. So obviously it does look like some people do cut corners there as Stretch just goes over the curb a lot there. But on this game we do have the penalties on. The penalties are on weak because on strong they are just ridiculous. But we have the penalties on weak because it saves me a job of having to look through all the replays to try and get through stuff. As TY gets past Firepower for 7th place, Firepower back down to 8th. Neil Farmack will be the next person to catch up to him if he does. But Firepower, let's see if he can stick with TY and keep up some good pace. But yeah, as I was saying before, the track limit penalties are on for a reason. So, it's Bidzster, Callum. Bidzster, Callum makes a mistake and Bidzster goes through. Callum makes a mistake, goes a bit wide, and Bidzster right in there, takes opportunity and takes the lead. Now that's going to be good news for Callum because he knows how hard it is to pass Bidzster, but we'll see what can happen here as the second team takeaway car, Rodders there. I will get finished what I was saying about track limits, but yeah, track limits are on, obviously on weak, the shortcut penalties on this game, and obviously on some tracks it is ridiculous, especially around Le Mans and that, but obviously we've got them on, so it saves me having to look through all the replay and having to look through all the data and everything to try and see what track limits were. So it's just easy to put the in-game penalties on. As Stretch goes over the curve a bit there but loses time. As TY and Seek 1 closing up to each other as well. We have got these in-game penalties on, and obviously a couple of people have felt recently that obviously that the shortcut penalties are a bit silly and all that kind of thing, but it's the best thing to have on because and you can't argue with an in-game penalty. So as Callum then presses on the back of Bidzster. go towards the next corner. Bidzster gets a good run, so does Callum. Techno there in third. Stretch and Rodders side by side, then Stretch is going to get past Rodders here. I think he's done it. There he goes, he's passed him. Rodders will, is he going to fight? Yeah, he's not close enough to fight back though. Oh, he is now, because Stretch makes a mistake and Rodders then goes to the outside for the next corner. But Stretch lets him go because he feels like he went wide and etc. So Stretch lets Rodders go. So Rodders still maintains the fourth place. A good battle here. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is on as Bidzster having to defend really hard from Callum now. Callum putting him under a lot of pressure here. Techno behind a bit, but obviously with these two battling, Techno will close up. But Bidzster and Callum then very close. Endless good battles between Bidzster and Callum here in LPB racing. Two of the best drivers in the league. Obviously TY is as well, but he's a bit further back in this one as Bidzster slides that Ferrari around that corner. Best way to defend is slide the car because it makes the car wider and you can't necessarily get through. But Bidzster trying very hard here. But obviously that's not going to help with the gap to Techno. But I don't think he's bothered about that at the minute. Just wants to keep Callum behind. As we go around the last corner, then Callum gets a good run. Bidzster will defend the inside. Right to the inside we go. Callum goes to the outside. They both hit the brakes simultaneously. Callum's going to try and hold it around the outside for the inside for the next corner, but Bidzster says, no you don't. Try again. As we go out the corner, then Bidzster gets a slide on. Callum looks to the inside, but then looks to the outside as he gets a squirm on. Out the corner, Bidzster then ahead. He'll have to defend into the inside of this corner a little bit, which will compromise his line on the way out, but Bidzster can quite easily adapt his line, which is a good trait to have as Callum looks up the inside, looks back, just trying to put him under pressure here. Bidzster then moves to the inside a little bit, doesn't want to compromise his line too much. Into the corner we go, up the hill. Perfect defence here from Bidzster, but perfect attack from Callum as well, relentless. Through the S's then, into the left. Dip down, Bidzster goes over the curb a bit there. Picking up the dust, using as much as the track as you possibly can without getting a track limits penalty. That is the art of racing, to try and take as much. Racing drivers, all they want to do is try and take as much track as possible without getting a penalty. So, obviously because that's the fastest way around the track, but if you do get a penalty, you do get caught for it, but there is no harm in trying. You've got to use all the track you can, because that's what racing's all about, trying to get the fastest way around the track possible without getting caught, obviously. As we go into the corner, come behind. We've got Rodders and Stretch still having a nice battle back here for fourth and fifth. Rodders still holding off Stretch, so a good defence here from Rodders. Obviously still relentless attack here from Stretch, who starts to cut a few corners himself to try and get through, but still can't quite get close enough. He's lost the back end, he's gone round into the wall. Oh, just caught the grass on the entrance to the corner, just trying to push too hard with the track limits there, and round he goes. So he's got to do all that work again, and with only 2 laps to do it. Seat 1 there in 6th place, still keeping TY behind. Seat 1 a very, very good racer now. He's really come up well through the ranks in LPB racing, and he's really proven himself here. He's not just a mid-table runner anymore, he's probably a top runner as well. So good to see the talent coming through in LPB racing, and we've got more applicants than ever before for LPB racing as well, which is fantastic. So hopefully at some point we'll get 16 people every week in the lobbies, which will be fantastic stuff. So if you are interested, go to LPB Racing at facebook.com, or .co.uk should I say, as TY goes right round the outside of seat 1, and this is the level of racing you can expect from LPB Racing. Fantastic move there from TY. But yeah, find us on Facebook, guys, LPB Racing, that's Lima Papa Bravo Racing, and we will try and sort you out with a place in one of our championships after you've had an assessment, because everyone has to have a driving assessment in this group. These two don't know, because these two know what they're doing. Bidzster and Callum down to the hairpin. Techno's closing up with every wheel turn. 56.2 on the last lap. As Bidzster and Callum, and Bidzster goes on the gravel a bit. Callum looks for a way around. Bidzster defends the inside. No way, Jose. But Callum's going to try and go right round the outside and get the inside for the next corner. But no, Bidzster just holds on. But yeah, we should have a full room at some point on GT Sport for definite. We're still looking for a few more applicants for Project Cars 2, so if you are interested for Project Cars 2, guys, please let us know on LPB Racing. And when you do ask to be a member of LPB Racing, please state why that you are wanting to join, because obviously that is important, because we don't want to invite just, you know, average people who don't get racing or don't want to do racing. We want racers that want to do all this kind of stuff. Sim racing leagues every week, championship, Tuesday nights, 8 while 10 British time, Thursday 8 while 10 British time for Project Cars 2. As we go around the hairpin, and Techno's right on the back of these boys now, right on the back. So Bidzster got company now from Callum and Techno, so Techno trying to close up to Callum a bit more now. Last lap of the race here at Lago Maggiore in the Ferraris. Championship on the line here. Only a few points between Bidzster and Callum, and when I mean a few, I literally mean probably about 4 or 5 points. As we go into the corner, and both slide the way out the corner. Fantastic into the S's. We just got a quick look back at the next battle, TY and Seek. TY is keeping Seek back, he's doing a very good job there. Further back we've got Rural and Stacker side by side as well. Stacker just holding on to Rural there. As we go back to the leaders then, Bidzster, Callum, Techno, down to the next corner we go. Bidzster defends the inside from Callum, Techno's behind as well, looking for a way through. Bidzster defends the inside from Callum, and Techno's on the inside, he's braked very late. Oh, he's hit Bidzster! He's hit Bidzster wide! And Callum goes through! Oh, Bidzster will be spitting feathers after that. Absolutely raging. Oh, he'll be warmer than a toaster in that car. Oh, I can't believe that, but that sort of ruined our race to a point really, because Callum now's got a bit more of a lead with only a few corners left, so Techno very over ambitious there. We'll have to check if there's going to be a penalty on that at the end of the race, but Bidzster then gets hit by Techno, and he's angry, he's sliding the car, but Callum will be laughing his head off at that. He'll be thinking, oh, it's Christmas. As we go around the last corner, well, how can we get Christmas in June, but still, Callum goes across the line to take victory. Well done, Callum, wins the race, flashes lights. Bidzster a disappointed second, and Techno third after hitting Bidzster on that last lap. We'll get a few different angles on that for you now. Okay, here's the replay on board with Techno then of that last lap incident. So coming down to the corner here, you can see Callum and Bidzster side by side, and then Bidzster's on the inside. Techno tries to go to the inside to try and be opportunistic, and then hits Bidzster, so there wasn't really a move on there. And he moved in the braking zone, compromised his own braking, and then hit Bidzster up the backside, so that could be a pending penalty. Here's another little view on that on board with Bidzster then. So he's defending from Callum, and Techno comes up behind, and then he's on the other side. Then just before the braking zone, switches sides, then gets on the brakes, and he's on the brakes too late. Bang! Hits Bidzster in the backside. Callum luckily gets through, and yes, Techno does wait for Bidzster, but that was a bit ambitious. As we come back from that then, Rodders in 4th place here. He's going to come through in 4th. He's held off Stretch almost all the race. Very good race. Rodders then comes across the line for Team Takeaway in 4th place. Well done, Rodders. Stretch in 5th after having that spins. He caught up to Rodders a bit, but not enough laps left. Seat 1 in 6th place then. He's going to try and keep TY behind, who's having a stab on the last corner, trying to use as much track as possible, but not quite able to do it. Seat 1's going to hold on for 6th place. 6th place for Seat 1, 7th for TY. Firepower is going to come in at a decent 8th place, so very good for Firepower, proving he's not at the back all the time now. He is a midfield runner, which is good to hear. Firepower takes 8th place. Neil Farmack's going to come through in 9th. We're just going to look at this battle back here then. Stacker, Thingamajig and Rural all close together. So Neil Farmack's going to come through in 9th, we definitely know that. Stacker 10th. Thingamajig in 11th, Rural trying to in 12th. Gummy Bear's gone backwards as well. So, sorry guys, just got the cameras mixed up there. Neil Farmack finishes in 9th, Stacker in 10th, and it's going to be Thingamajig in 11th, Rural in 12th, and Gummy Bear goes absolutely backwards there. We don't know what happened to him there. We'll get a quick replay on that just before we get the points. So Gummy Bear in 13th place. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, but first of all, the replay of Gummy Bear. Okay, here's the replay. What happened to Gummy Bear then? It was actually on lap 9 that this happened. So coming down to the hairpin, watch the back left tyre. It just hits the gravel and time slapper, round he goes. Thingamajig has a heart attack, and Gummy Bear has to finish the race with the tyres the shape of a pancake. Okay then guys, after that onto the results then. So it's Callum who takes the win in that one from Bidzster. Techno in third after that incident. Fourth is Rodders. Fifth is Stretch as we go over the page. Then it's Seek 1 in sixth. TY 7th, Firepower in 8th, Neil Farmack down in 9th, Stacker in 10th, then it's 11th for Thingamajig, 12th for Rural, and 13th for an unlucky Gummy Bear. Bidzster with the fastest lap then, a 1:55.8. And now guys, on to the points. It is Callum and Bidzster 1 point apart going into the penultimate round of the championship. Then it's Neil Farmack on 255, Techno on 192, and Rodders on 188. That is your top 5. Then in the team's points, Team Takeaway on 488 points, Team Rabble and Team Smirnoff only a few points apart, 447 and 444. Then Team Leon struggling on 297. And as we come back from that, guys, there is your winner in the Team Smirnoff car, Callum Paul Banks. Well done to Callum, he wins that race. And just so you know guys, obviously you just seen from the points there is 1 point between Callum and Bidzster. Fantastic stuff there. So the next round is going to be Fuji Speedway Short, or it's going to be Fuji Short, which is the one without the little chicane in it, and it's going to be in the Nissan GTRs guys, so stay tuned for that and we'll see you next time. Take care guys.